Her name is Taylor Swift. A teenage girl writing songs in her bedroom would one day become one of the world's most influential artists. This is her story. From small town beginnings to pop culture royalty, the journey of Taylor Swift from A to Z. Taylor Allison Swift was born on December 13th, 1989 in West Reading, Pennsylvania. Her parents, Scott and Andrea, supported her early passion for music. They owned a Christmas tree farm where Taylor spent much of her childhood. She showed musical instincts early. She learned to play guitar, started writing her own songs, and by age 11, she performed her first song at a local festival. At 12, she traveled to Nashville to try and pitch songs. By 2004 to 2005, she caught the attention of industry scouts. She signed a music publishing deal with Sony/ATV at age 15, one of the youngest such deals in Nashville, giving her legitimacy as a songwriter. In 2006, Taylor released her debut single, Tim McGraw, followed by her self-titled first album. The album leaned pure country, acoustic instruments, confessional lyrics, youthful sentiment. She toured, opening for country legends such as Brad Paisley, George Strait, and Faith Hill to build her fan base. In 2007 and 2008, she released hits like Teardrops on My Guitar, Our Song, Picture to Burn, and Should Have Said No. Our Song became especially notable. She was the youngest person to single-handedly write and perform a number one on the hot country charts. She earned recognition early. Awards like the CMA Horizon Award, Best New Artist, ACM Top New Female Vocalist, and being named Songwriter/Artist of the Year by the Nashville Songwriters Association. By late 2008, she had released Fearless, a crossover juggernaut. Fearless, 2008, marked her crossover from country into mainstream. It included hits like Love Story, You Belong With Me, 15, and Fearless. The album resonated globally, topping charts and becoming one of her signature works. At 20, she won the Grammy Award for Album of the Year for Fearless, making her at the time the youngest artist ever to win that honor. Her success extended with the Fearless Tour, multimedia promotional campaigns, and strong album sales. In 2010, she released Speak Now, an album she wrote entirely by herself, no co-writers. It debuted with over 1 million copies sold in its first week. Singles like Mine, Back to December, Mean, Sparks Fly, and Hours followed. She embarked on the Speak Now World Tour in 2011 to 2012, selling out arenas worldwide. That same year, she earned titles such as Entertainer of the Year from both ACM and CMA, and was honored as Woman of the Year by Billboard. In 2012 came Red, an album blending country, pop, rock, and electronic influences. It featured smash hits We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together, I Knew You Were Trouble, 22, Begin Again, and All Too Well. We Are Never was her first number, one on the Billboard Hot 100. The Red Tour, 2013 to 2014, grossed over $150 million, making it one of the highest-grossing country tours of all time. During this period, Taylor also contributed to film soundtracks, Safe and Sound for The Hunger Games, Sweeter Than Fiction for One Chance, and made cameo appearances, voicing a character in The Lorax, appearing on New Girl, and acting in The Giver. Red represented both a commercial peak and a turning point. She was pushing genre boundaries, experimenting with sound, and reaching a global pop audience beyond country confines. In 2014, Taylor relocated to New York City and announced 1989, her long-awaited full pop reinvention. Moving away from country instrumentation, she embraced synth pop, electronic drums, and slick production. Collaborators included Max Martin, Shellback, Jack Antonoff, Imogen Heap, and reinvented. 1989 spawned multiple number one singles: Shake It Off, Blank Space, Bad Blood. She made history. She became the first female artist to replace herself at number one on the Hot 100 chart. 1989 spent 11 weeks at number one and sold millions worldwide. In 2017, she bravely released Reputation, an album born from backlash, media scrutiny, and public feuds. Lead single Look What You Made Me Do signaled a darker era. Reputation was her most defiant work to date, and the accompanying Reputation Stadium tour became one of the highest-grossing tours ever, earning over $345 million. In 2019, Taylor released Lover, a bright, romantic, hopeful album. Singles like Me, You Need to Calm Down, and Lover resonated widely. Under her new contract with Republic Records/UMG, she gained more control over her masters. Then came a surprise pivot in 2020. Folklore and Evermore. Written and recorded largely during lockdown, these albums embraced indie folk, alternative, and soft rock influences. Songs like Cardigan, Exile, or Willow and Champagne Problems showcased her storytelling depth and earned critical acclaim. Folklore won the Grammy for Album of the Year, making Taylor the first woman to win in both pop and country categories. During this period, she also began re-recording her early albums to reclaim control over her catalog. The battle over her masters is one of the defining arcs of Taylor's career. Because she lost ownership of her first 6 albums under Big Machine Records, she made a bold strategic move to re-record them and release Taylor's version editions. In 2021, she released Fearless, Taylor's version, and Red, Taylor's version. Both debuted at number 1. The Red version included All Too Well 10-minute version, which became the longest song ever to top the Hot 100. In 2023, she released Speak Now, Taylor's version, and 1989, Taylor's version, each bridging nostalgia and renewed control. This re-recording project reshaped how artists think about ownership, legacy, and control in the music business. In October 2022, Taylor returned with Midnights, a synth pop and dream pop record exploring introspection, anxiety, and fame. Its lead single, Anti-Hero, became a massive hit. The album opened at over 1 million sales in the US and made her the first artist ever to occupy the entire top 10 of the Hot 100 in a single week. In 2023, she embarked on the Eras Tour, celebrating every phase of her career. The tour spanned continents, commanding massive stadiums and becoming the first to gross over $1 billion. The concert film adaptation became the highest grossing of its kind. In 2024, she dropped The Tortured Poets Department, a deeply personal album exploring heartbreak, fame, and vulnerability. Then, in 2025, she announced her upcoming 12th studio album, The Life of a Showgirl, with themes of performance, duality, and reinvention. Taylor's decorated career is staggering. She has won 14 Grammy Awards, including a record 4 Album of the Year wins, more than any artist in history. Her awards also include numerous American Music Awards, Billboard Awards, MTV VMAs, ACMs, and CMAs. She's been named the IFPI Global Recording Artist of the Year 5 times, more than any other artist. She's broken countless streaming, chart, and sales records. First artist to monopolize the top 10 of Hot 100, most #1 albums for a female artist on Billboard 200, fastest streaming records on Spotify, among many others. Beyond numbers, Taylor's influence is cultural. She redefined how artists control their catalog, made surprise album drops mainstream, and elevated fan engagement to an art form. She's mentored emerging songwriters, pushed boundaries on genre, and brought authenticity back into pop. Public life hasn't been without turbulence. She's had high-profile feud with Kanye West, Scooter Braun, and others. One of her most pivotal moments was a lawsuit involving a radio DJ, David Mueller, after she accused him of sexual assault. She countersued and was vindicated in court, a moment that underscored her commitment to justice. Her romantic relationships have often inspired her music, from Joe Jonas, Taylor Lautner, John Mayer, Jake Gyllenhaal, Harry Styles, Calvin Harris, to more recently Travis Kelce. In August 2025, she and Kelce announced their engagement, symbolizing a personal milestone in her ongoing journey. Taylor is also philanthropic. She has donated millions to disaster relief, education, arts programs, and causes she cares about. She's fiercely private in many areas, but publicly generous and outspoken when matters of fairness, rights, or equity are involved. Taylor Swift remains more than an artist. She's a storyteller, a groundbreaking creator, and a cultural force who refuses to be defined by genre or expectation. From a Christmas tree farm in Pennsylvania to arenas, from country songs to pop anthems, from vulnerable lyrics to powering her own legacy. Her story from A to Z continues to unfold. Thank you for watching.